You have to play the game. Ruth searches for the children. Zane makes an escape plan with Lacey. Joan has a firm warning for Aaron. And the highest reveals his big plans for the compound. What's good, everyone? It is your girl, Tika Deshawn. Thank you all so much for tuning in to All Things Ruthless, home of the Ruthless Addicts. All right, you guys, let's get into it. You have to play the game. Ruth makes her way to the children's trailer, and we see that the children are not there. However, Sister Bridget walks into the trailer and questions Ruth, "What are you doing here? The elder mother warned us about you. You are not supposed to be in here. How did you get in here?" She's literally giving Ruth, the wife to be of the highest, the third, fourth, and fifth degree. But who are you, Sister Bridget, to question Ruth? And that is the attitude that Ruth takes. Like, who are you to question me? But in the meantime, I'll let the highest know that you let me in here. And Bridget says to Ruth, I'm just going to go straight to the highest and let him know that I saw you in the children's trailer. So now Ruth is all over the place. She's freaking out. She has no idea where her daughter is, where the children are at all. And as she's standing out in front of the trailer, trying to get herself together, up walks her favorite antagonist, Elder Mother Marva, who's questioning her. "What are you doing here? Why are you in this punishment trailer? Or why are you in this children's trailer? I will go and tell the highest that you are here. You have no business being here. I am definitely going to the highest." So at this moment, Ruth thinks that she's in trouble and does not really know what to do. Her emotions are all over the place because her biggest concern is the children. Her daughter, Tally's daughter, she is so all over the place with it, you guys. So then we see Zane has made her way to the trailer with Lacey. She is back and she brings her, as she promised, a cup of water. So Zane makes an escape plan with Lacey and she tells her, "Girl, listen." It's almost as if Zane was reminiscing to her or just catching her up on everything that she has been doing. You know, something that you would do, the way that you would talk to your sister that you haven't seen in a very long time, or that you're excited to see. You're glad they're alive. And so Zane pours in. Again, the previous episode, she let Lacey know that she played crazy, but she's fine. She also reveals what the highest had her do, and so she thinks that the highest trust her. So she tells Lacey, "Look, the plan is that you're going to comply with Elder Mother Marva. You're going to do what she says. That way there's no problem. You have to play the game, Lacey. You literally have to play the game. Just pretend. I know that you may not want to, but just pretend that everything is okay and that you're going to do everything that Elder Mother Marva tells you to do. And then together, you and I will escape." So she's making her plans to escape with Lacey. And that segment of the episode, you guys, I told y'all in the previous episode, I felt like Zane was trying to play games. She was trying to, win over the highest, win over Elder Mother, so that she can, get her way and be able to maneuver the way that she needed to. So now we find out that Zane has finally come up with a plan for herself as well as Lacey. So then we see these two guys out there arguing. "Man, you're not into this stuff. Do you know what the highest?" This is Louis telling Manny, "You know what they're gonna do? They're gonna F them. They're gonna F them, and that's what enlightenment means. And you don't know what you're talking about. You don't know what enlightenment is, and you gonna quit questioning about being enlightened. And you're because Manny's gonna start looking suspicious. Like, a real strong man probably don't nine times out of 10 does not want to be enlightened. Therefore, Lewis is just trying to tell him, bruh, you don't even know what this means. So just stop asking about being enlightened. But at the end of the day, Manny, you gonna get exactly what you asking for, bro. So keep asking. So then we see Ruth and River. River is talking to Ruth. He walks up on Ruth and she's literally crying because she has no idea where her daughter is. She has no idea where Tavia is, which is Tally's daughter. And River is like, what's going on, Ruth? What's wrong? What's wrong? What's wrong? He wants to, because even though Ruth and River are sometimes enemies, they're still working together, and he needs to make sure that she is not breaking so that they can continue with their plan. And so she asks him, do you know where the children are? And he says no, but we can get together, we can find out by the highest. And she said, because they're not in the trailer. Elder Mother Marva saw me, and the kids are not in the trailer, and I need to know where my daughter is. I don't know what's going on. So at this moment, Ruth is semi-breaking down because of the fact that she can't put eyes nor hands on her daughter. So then we see the highest, you guys. The highest has returned. That was a short bank run, if you ask me. But the highest has returned, and they see Aaron still standing outside of the gate, pleading his way to get back into the Rakadushi compound. And the highest tells Joan, you bring him back on the Rakadushi compound. So Joan has a firm warning for Aaron. She lets him know, look, if you come back on this compound, it can't be about you wanting to get your wife, to see your wife. It has to be about you actually loving the highest. And Aaron says, yes, I love the highest. I will grow to love him. So another case of playing the game. Aaron is doing what he feels like he needs to do to get back on that Rakadushi compound so that he can see his wife. And then we see the highest and Daikon, who have again made their way back from the bank, but now they're out of the vehicles, and Daikon has 2 big bags. And the highest is super excited at this moment. He sees River. He tells Daikon, speak to your brother, Daikon. Be nice to your brother, Daikon, in regards to River. And Daikon is not with it. Daikon does not trust River at all. However, the highest lets him know, look, let him help you with the bags, and you guys are going to count the money. So they go inside the highest's lair, as he calls it, and they are looking down at the bags. And the highest, again, he's saying, I need you two to count the money. But of course, Daikon is like, send him up out of here. And the highest like, no, I want the both of you to count the money. It's a lot of money. So y'all look at this bag. Oh my God, this bag is full of hundreds, whatever dollar increments you can find. There is a whole lot of money in these bags. And we find out it is approximately $2 million. Now, how they were able to grab that much at one time is surprising to me. And the highest says we have more bank runs, but right now they are literally sitting on $2 million. And the highest lets Daikon know, look, you and River are going to count this money. And so Daikon reminds the highest, well, what are we going to do about her? And out walks Laura. He says, and of course she's still naked and breathing in the blessed powder, but he says, we'll have her, get her cleaned up, get her, have her go get something to eat. And the highest tells River to go get Ruth to get her so that she can come and help her clean her up, and take her to have Elder Mother have her, fix her a meal. So then we see Aaron and Joan walking into the compound. Y'all, look at Joan. She's so tiny, but she literally had to use her command voice on Aaron to get him to understand, we are not coming here for the games. You're going to have to comply so that you can, stay alive at this point. And so as they are walking, Joan tells Aaron, just stand right here. I'll be right back. And so Ruth sees Joan. Joan sees Ruth, and they have a conversation. She tells Ruth how much money they have, but then she also, which is $2 million, but then Ruth proceeds to say, well, do you know where the children are? The elder mother caught me at the trailer, and I don't, basically, she doesn't know how she's going to get out of being caught at the children's trailer. So she tells Joan to figure something out. And the plan that Joan comes up with is, again, y'all, look at how tiny she is, but she's so cool. Anyway, she goes and she sees Manny. She tells him to come here, and she says to him, I need you to tell and say it in front of Ruth that the elder mother wanted you to come to her trailer. Watch the setup, you guys. So again, another game that has to be played. But is it going to be successful to get Ruth out of what she has gotten herself into? That is being in that children's trailer when she had no business. So then we see the highest Ruth as well as Laura. And Ruth is putting on a robe for Laura and getting her together and letting her, then the highest is letting her know, you're going to go eat your food, and Sister Ruth is going to take you to take a shower. So then we see Ruth, you guys, escorting Laura to that shower. But Aaron sees her as well. And before you know it, he's up out his seat attempting to run to her. But luckily, Joan is there to step in front of him. Again, Aaron, you have to play the game. She steps in front of him and lets him know, you will probably never see your wife, but if you want to be on the Rockadoochie compound, you literally have to play the game. And Aaron is looking at her, and he's like, I just want to see my wife. And she's telling him, that's not going to happen again. You're not going to, if what your actions are going to cause me to get in trouble. So I need you to do what it is that you're supposed to do to spare all of us. So then, you guys, back at the trailer, again, the highest reveals his big plans for the compound. And his plans are to take the money and move to what he calls a new heaven. So the highest has major plans for this $2 million. He's going to call it a new heaven. And he's taking everybody. So far, he appears to be willing and ready to take care everyone with him. But they never discuss in this scene ever again that the FBI literally just pulled them over outside of the gate before going to the bank. So the highest is just overly excited and ready to get the money and do what he has to do to leave that area. So he's really not worried about anything in regards to the FBI. So then we see Ruth and Laura back at the shower, and Laura is just, she's happy, but then she's like, I'm washing it all off, and I just want to be able to have that same feeling. So then up walks Elder Mother Marva, of course, always in the business of somebody else. And of course, she's trying to talk to Ruth, but Ruth tells her the highest wants you to make her a meal. And Elder Mother says, can't somebody else do it? Can't somebody else do it? And Ruth is like, no, the highest wants you to do it. So up walks Manny. And Manny tells her, Elder Mother Marva, I've been waiting at your trailer for you. Are you coming? And so this is the switcheroo, you guys. He literally played the game, and Ruth overhears Elder Mother Marva and Manny talking, and Elder Mother Marva's like, I didn't tell you that. I didn't tell you to meet me at my trailer, because Elder Mother has already been put in trouble with the highest. So then we see Ruth, and Ruth is going to use this to her advantage. She says, oh, I'm definitely going to let the highest know that you have been questioning Manny and telling him to meet you at his trailer after you were instructed to leave the men alone. And Ruth is like, and Elder Mother Marva's like, well, I'm still going to go and tell the highest that you were at the children's trailer. And she says, okay, go right ahead. I'll make sure he knows that you were waiting on Manny, or Manny was waiting on you in your trailer, you're still messing with the man. So then we see Joan walk up. Kudos to my girl Joan. You got a freaking MVP award for me because you were able to save our girl Ruth. You got her out of the shenanigans with Elder Mother Marva. So kudos to you. And in all of this, and they're discussing, well, how did you do it? What happened? And so Ruth, Joan explains to her what happened. I told Manny to, do what he just did, and you're clear now. But Joan is just looking for a thank you. And unfortunately, Ruth was not willing nor complicit in giving her a thank you. So, of course, in the banter that Ruth and Joan always have, sarcastically, Joan walks away. And I don't blame her. Ruth will probably never thank her, because actually Joan has spared her and gotten her out of a lot of trouble a lot of times. Not sure what Joan's true motives are. We're still questioning Joan, but I still love her all the same. So then we see this man right here, and I am so upset, so confused with this man, Andrew. Why on Heaven's green earth, on Raku's purple earth, are you trying to get back on the freaking compound? Why didn't you go and find some help? So anyway, we see Andrew, and he is literally rolling that car into the ditch. Now, this is the car that we saw in that main trailer, and the car, he basically not rolls it in the ditch, but rolls it in the lake. And that's probably where Lilo's car is too, y'all, because he had to dump the car. They already had the tag, so he had to dump the car so that they couldn't track him. But then he gives a call to Daikon and lets Daikon know, I've done everything. I'm trying to send you pictures, but I can't get a signal. But as soon as I can, I will send you pictures. But it's going to be a minute before I can get back on the compound, simply because of the fact that I have to find a new car, and the FBI are looking out for me. So Daikon is like, okay, just let me know when you do what you do. But again, Daikon really still isn't trusting Andrew, and I'm thrown off by Andrew. Maybe Mac, I don't know. I have faith and then I don't. Because between Mac and Andrew, dirty or not dirty, it seems like it's not looking good. I don't know if Andrew, listen, I think Andrew, I don't know. I'm confused, y'all, as y'all can tell, because I just wanted Andrew to go and get some help from somebody. But anyway, you guys, moving right along, we see Elder Mother Marva, who has made her way back once again, to the medical trailer to do her due diligence and verbally, mentally torture Lacey, and telling Lacey that this is how we're going to prove to the highest that you are ready to be a part of the Raku. I'm going to have Daikon's men come in and have sex with you and make babies with you, and you're going to give the highest 7 babies. But she also lets Lacey know you're going to walk around with a red robe. And y'all, if y'all ever read the book The Scarlet Letter, this is exactly what it reminds me of. I'll go more into that on another video about the Scarlet Letter, but this is what this scene reminds me of. Lacey is going to have to walk around in a red robe, and she lets Elder Mother Marva know that's the color of abomination. The Raku thinks that is the color of abomination. And so Elder Mother Marva says, yes, no one will talk to you, no one will help you with anything ever, as long as you're walking around in this red robe. But again, she lets her know, if you do what I tell you to do, again, play the game, Lacey. If you do what I tell you to do, have these 7 children for the highest, then we'll see if the highest will accept that as a form of forgiveness, y'all. With that being said, that was the end of the episode. However, before Elder Mother Marva walks out of the punishment or out of the medical trailer, we see the cup full of water. Now, Elder Mother Marva is old, but she's very sharp, and she knows things, maybe because she controls this environment, this medical environment to a certain extent, but she knows that there was never a cup of water in that trailer. So her next question to Lacey, how did the cup get there? With that being said, y'all, that was the end of the episode. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know if Lacey will be able to play the game long enough to get out of explaining why that cup was there, or even if she gives an explanation that is believable to Elder Mother Marva. Okay? All right, y'all. Well, that's about it. Thank you all so much for tapping into All Things Ruthless, home of the Ruthless Addicts. Make sure you all stand by, because later on I will be definitely giving you a video in regards to that red robe. Last and final thoughts. If you're new to my channel and you're finding me for the very first time, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button as well as that notification bell so that you can receive reminders of all new Ruthless content, okay? All right, y'all. That's about it. Thank you all so much for tapping in, and you already know, stay ruthless.